What is happening, YouTube? Blaire McKeithen here, representing Formulagolf. I am out here in northern Arizona, Flagstaff to be exact, visiting my girlfriend who just started her first year at Northern Arizona University. And I am out here at Continental Country Club, and today I'm going to do a what's in the bag. So come on over here, I'll show you what I got in my repertoire here. So starting off, I have Tailor-Made Tour Preferred MCs. They're a couple years old. It's getting around the time where it's coming, the lifespan of my irons is coming to an end. I'm kind of torn on which ones I want to switch to. The P790s is kind of where I'm leaning to. But I got a KBS Tour 125S Plus shafts in here. Golf Pride multi-compound grips. You got two wraps in the left hand and 3 in the right hand. And they are my irons. Obviously I got my alignment sticks. You can't ever try to practice without these. And as for my wedges, which are also coming to the end of its life because one, they don't really make these anymore. So I'm going to have to switch to the Tailor-Made milled grind. Even as much as I like these ATV grind R series, it's just kind of they're coming to the end of their life. So on this particular club, this is my 52 degree, I got a High Rev 2.0 125S shaft. And on my 56 and my 60, I have a I don't know if it might be like 5.5, but they're the old spinner shafts from back in the day. And so now we'll go to the woods. I get a lot of flack for using this thing still, but it's the original RBZ Tour 3 wood, 14.5 degrees. I hit the crap out of it, so I have no reason to switch it. It's hard to find woods that you really like. I got a Fujikura Rombax in here, 85X. It's a good shaft. When I first got this thing, it was Gabe's friend Eric Chun's. When I first got this, I didn't like it, but I needed a 3 wood, and eventually after hitting it for the last couple years, I've grown to love it. And now to the driver, which is this driver you guys have seen me play for a while. It's a 9.5 M2. Got it the loft lower down to like an 8.75. An Audala Rogue Silver. Where's the numbers on this thing? I always have a hard time finding it. 70S. Not a big fan of extra stiff shafts. They just don't really work for me too well. So I've been sticking with this one, and I was torn between using the old Hazardous X shaft and this one, but decided against it. And I think this will be in my bag until the M4 comes out. And then I also have a Tailor-Made UDI driving iron. It's a 2-iron. It is 18 degrees. I hit the crap out of it. A very nice fellow off of YouTube, one of my viewers, sent this in to me, and I really appreciate it. Right now I just have a KBS Tour 110S shaft in here, the C-taper, but I just ordered a hazardous shaft. Dustin Johnson plays a hazardous shaft in his driving iron, and I kind of ordered the same specs. Not that I swing it as fast and hard as Dustin Johnson, but I mean, I figured it can't be that hard, much harder to hit. So here's my putter, which is what I've had, which you guys might have seen for the last 3 or 4 years. My longest tenured putter. It is the Tank. The Odyssey Tank. It is a counterbalance, which is surprisingly, a lot of people don't use counterbalances anymore. They had like that little fad 3 years ago, and then it's been done. But it's got that, it's got the Super Stroke grip on it. I've been using it for a really long time. I don't really intend on switching it up anytime soon. And I'll come in to take a look at what's inside the bag here. I played the regular TP5 Tailor-Made golf balls. I was playing the TP5X all the way up until maybe last month. I was played with my friends Sam Chan and Todd Beck. We played 45 holes and had just a ridiculous golf day. And he noticed that the spin on the TP5X with my driver was too low. It was kind of knuckly. And he said, you switch to this, and I gave it a try. And sure enough, you know, all the numbers were great. Got more spin, stays in the air longer. Can't really mess around with that. So Tailor-Made glove, obviously. My rangefinder, which I'm going to try and stop using, I guess, more often, like make it more feel-based for my distance control coming up in the near future. And then I guess, you know, pretty much that might be it. I got my Tailor-Made bag, got all my extra gloves for practice gloves, even a black one in here. They're all Tailor-Made gloves, and then my ball marker to line it up, my black Sharpie, and that's about it. So I'm just gonna film myself hit a couple shots here, show you what I'm working on, and hopefully in the next couple months, I want to say November, I'll have an all new change, you know, all new bag pretty much. I'll have different irons. The shaft will be different in my 2-iron, but my driver and 3-wood will stay the same, and my putter will stay the same. So anyways, guys, that's what's in my bag. All right, you guys. So right now I'm working on really getting a bigger turn going back. I just had a lesson with Grant, and it's really helping me out a lot. You know, in my last video that I posted on Formulagolf, I did shoot 64 and I was hitting it well, but there was a little something wrong with my golf swing, especially with the longer clubs. I was, at the time, I was trying to keep the club more in front of me, and it really limited my turn a lot, so it looked kind of funny on the top, and I didn't go back very far. So what I work on to try to get as much turn as I can is 80% of my, my golf balls that I've been practicing hitting has all been this drill here to get turned. So it's like a 3-part swing, so it's 1, and notice how I turn. Don't ever just like kind of fling it up and then try to turn. So it's a turn back here and turn again. So you see a big turn, and I'm a lot more athletic and posed over that ball. So 80% of my shots I've been hitting has been doing that. Obviously, you're not going to hit them great every time. You might chunk them, but it's a good way to really just incorporate a big turn going back and get used to that feeling. Nothing wrong with that one. So obviously I'll do that more often than now, but I'll just show you what the full swing looks like after working on that drill. Hit a couple drivers after this, and that'll be it. So here I'm with my driver. I've never been someone who was able to really take it back to parallel. At one point in my golf career I was able to do it, and I was even past at some point, but I know that if with a full turn, chances are my swing's still not going to be parallel as much as I want it to be. But you know, you get guys like John Rahm who have a legitimate full turn, but their swing is here, and that's just okay because you're still winded up and you're still ready to fire. Dustin Johnson is someone who I think turns the best on the tour on the backswing. You'll see him, maybe he has his wrist bowed and stuff, but he's way over here, and it really causes him to unload a lot of power onto the ball. So I'm kind of using that as a mental frame of reference to use, especially on my driver. So this was just a regular swing without the drill. Not bad. And I'll hit another one with the drill. Now I'll be doing this probably for the next, I want to say 4 or 5 days or so once I get back home. So boom, boom, boom. Getting really used to firing from a more turned position on top instead of more of a lift. Now more like turn behind the ball, you can really just unload on it. We'll hit one more for you guys. So if you ever have a problem with turning, try that drill and keep doing it. Don't stop doing it after one practice session. You do it for 5 days for 80% of your golf shots, and you'll start seeing some legitimate results. Alright you guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and coming up next we'll have a course vlog for you. Remember everybody, keep on grinding.